Have you ever wondered how diet could influence neurological conditions such as seizures? It's a captivating idea, isn't it? We've become so accustomed to thinking of diet within the frame of physical health, weight management, and disease prevention. But the brain, our command center, is also profoundly affected by what we consume. Now, consider this. Nearly 65 million people worldwide are wrestling with seizures, a neurological phenomenon as intricate as it is common. And while we have an extensive range of medications available, they don't always work for everyone. This is where the requirement for alternative treatments arises. This brings us to the modified Atkins diet, which was originally conceived as a low-carbohydrate diet for weight loss. Yes, you heard it right. The diet, which has been popular for decades for its effective weight loss attributes, is now stepping into a completely new arena. This isn't your run-of-the-mill diet. It's a specialized nutritional approach, and strikingly, it's showing promise in reducing the frequency of seizures in adults. Picture the potential, the might of a mere plate of food to transform the trajectory of a neurological condition. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Let's dive further into this fascinating topic. So, what exactly is this modified Atkins diet we're talking about? The modified Atkins diet, often abbreviated as MAD, is a dietary approach that has its roots in the traditional Atkins diet. However, unlike the traditional Atkins diet, which is a weight loss program, the modified Atkins diet was developed primarily as a treatment strategy for epilepsy. This diet was first introduced in the early 2000s by researchers at the Johns Hopkins Hospital. It was designed as a less restrictive alternative to the classic ketogenic diet, which has been used since the 1920s to treat epilepsy, particularly in children. Now let's dive deeper into how this diet works. The modified Atkins diet is a high-fat, low-carb diet. It's designed to promote a metabolic state known as ketosis. In simple terms, ketosis is a state where your body, deprived of enough carbohydrates, starts burning fat for energy. This process produces molecules called ketones, which are used as fuel by your brain and muscles. So, how does the modified Atkins diet differ from the traditional Atkins diet? While both diets promote ketosis, the modified Atkins diet is less restrictive. It allows for a greater intake of carbohydrates, but still maintains a focus on high fats. The goal is to achieve and maintain ketosis, but with a bit more flexibility and balance in one's diet. The diet also doesn't require calorie counting or protein restriction, which are common elements in the traditional Atkins diet. However, it does encourage the consumption of certain types of fats, like those found in avocados, olive oil, and fatty fish, while discouraging the intake of unhealthy fats found in processed foods. The modified Atkins diet also emphasizes the importance of regular monitoring to ensure that the body remains in a state of ketosis. This is achieved through regular urine or blood tests. This dietary approach is not just about what you eat, but also about how your body processes these foods to manage energy production. Now that we understand the diet, let's explore its connection to seizures. Before we dive into how diet can influence seizures, let's first understand what seizures are. Seizures are essentially disturbances in the brain's electrical activity that can cause a range of symptoms, from brief lapses in attention to severe and prolonged convulsions. They're typically caused by factors like head trauma, certain genetic disorders, or illnesses that affect the brain. There are various types of seizures, with the two main categories being focal, which start in one area of the brain, and generalized, which involve the whole brain. The type and severity of a seizure can significantly impact an individual's life, from their ability to perform daily tasks to their overall well-being. Seizures can be an isolating experience, often leading to feelings of fear and uncertainty. But with the right knowledge and tools, they can be managed effectively. With this understanding, we can now examine how the modified Atkins diet can help. So, how does a diet high in fats and low in carbohydrates help reduce seizures? Well, let's take a closer look at the science behind it. The modified Atkins diet, often referred to as MAD, is a high-fat, low-carb diet that has been shown to have a significant impact on seizure activity. The diet works by encouraging the body to enter a state called ketosis. This is a metabolic state in which the body, due to a lack of carbohydrates, starts to burn fat for energy instead. Now, what does this have to do with seizures, you ask? Well, it's all about the brain. You see, our brain usually runs on glucose, a type of sugar that we get from carbohydrates. But when the body is in ketosis, the brain starts using ketones, a type of fuel produced from fat, as its main source of energy. And here's the interesting part. Research has shown that ketones can have a stabilizing effect on the brain's electrical activity. And since seizures are essentially a kind of electrical storm in the brain, this stabilizing effect can help reduce the frequency and severity of seizures. Now let's talk about the success rate of the modified Atkins diet in controlling seizures. Several studies have looked into this, and the results have been quite promising. One such study published in the journal Epilepsy found that nearly half of the adults who followed the modified Atkins diet for 6 months experienced a 50% or greater reduction in their seizure frequency. That's a significant number. Another study published in the Journal of Child Neurology found similar results in children. Almost 2/3 of the children who followed the diet for 3 months had their seizure frequency reduced by more than half. In addition, a review of 12 clinical trials involving more than 400 participants concluded that the modified Atkins diet is a good alternative for adults and children with drug-resistant epilepsy. However, it's important to note that while the diet has shown promise, it's not a cure-all. Some people may not respond to the diet, and others may find it difficult to stick to due to its strict dietary restrictions. Moreover, the diet should always be undertaken under the guidance of a healthcare professional, as it may have side effects such as constipation, high cholesterol, and vitamin deficiencies. Clearly, the modified Atkins diet has shown promise in controlling seizures. But what does this mean for you? Well, if you or a loved one is struggling with seizures, it might be worth discussing the modified Atkins diet with your healthcare provider. But remember, every person is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. Just as in any health journey, it's all about finding what works best for you. Understanding the research is one thing, but how can this knowledge be practically applied? So you've learned about the modified Atkins diet and its potential to decrease seizures in adults. But how does one go about starting this diet? Well, the first step is usually to consult with a healthcare professional or a dietitian. They can guide you through the process and make sure you're getting the right amount of nutrients. Now, the modified Atkins diet is essentially a low-carbohydrate, high-fat diet. It's similar to the ketogenic diet, but with fewer restrictions. That means you'll be eating foods like meat, fish, eggs, cheese, and vegetables, while avoiding foods with high amounts of sugar and carbohydrates. This might sound challenging, especially if you're used to a diet rich in carbs. However, with careful planning and a bit of creativity, you can create meals that are not only nutritious but also delicious. But let's not sugarcoat it. The transition can be tough. You might experience side effects like fatigue, headache, and even constipation as your body adjusts to burning fat for energy instead of carbs. But don't worry, these symptoms are usually temporary and can be managed with the help of a healthcare professional. But remember, the modified Atkins diet isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's not suitable for everyone, and its effectiveness can vary from person to person. Some people might see a significant reduction in seizures, while others might not notice any difference. It's important to monitor your symptoms closely and keep your healthcare team informed about any changes. And let's not forget the importance of medical supervision when starting this diet. Your healthcare team can monitor your progress, adjust your diet if necessary, and provide you with the support you need. They can also help you manage any side effects and ensure that you're getting the nutrients you need. In conclusion, while the modified Atkins diet might require some adjustments and perseverance, the potential benefits make it worth considering. Adapting to the modified Atkins diet is a journey, but it's one that could potentially lead to a significant reduction in seizures. So let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We've delved into the modified Atkins diet, a dietary plan that limits carbs while boosting protein intake. Its design is rooted in the traditional Atkins diet, but with a twist to make it more accessible and feasible for everyday life. We've also explored the complex world of seizures, understanding how they can disrupt lives and the desperate need for effective management strategies. From here, we connected the dots to see how the modified Atkins diet intersects with seizure control. The diet's impact on our metabolism appears to have a profound effect on reducing seizure frequency, a finding backed by numerous scientific studies. Lastly, we discussed practical ways to implement this diet, understanding that it's not simply about slashing carbs, but about a balanced, thoughtful approach to nutrition. Remember, while the modified Atkins diet has shown promise in reducing seizures, it's essential to consult with a healthcare professional before making any significant dietary changes. Thank you for joining us in understanding this intriguing connection between diet and seizures. Before we wrap up, here's what you can do next. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content like this. If you or someone close to you is dealing with seizures, consider discussing the modified Atkins diet with a healthcare professional. It's an option that could potentially help manage seizures more effectively. Stay informed and stay healthy, because knowledge truly is power. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself and those around you.